Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Time. I am an independent author, an avid reader, and a cat mama of 4, and today I have an ARC for you. This one was sent to me through Naughty Nook PR from the author. The publisher is Espresso Book Tours, and that is Lick It Up by Gillian Archer. This is the first book in the Long Licks Rockstars romance, and it comes out on April 16th. So let's get into it. So I want to start out by saying that thank you so much to the author and for Naughty Nook PR for sending me a copy of this book in exchange for my honest review. All opinions are my own. Who else's would they be? Let's start with the book blurb. I left my honeymoon solo, but came back married to a rock star. Oh boy. My entire world collapses a week before my wedding. My ex is not the man I thought he was, and I have a shiner to prove it. Heartbroken, I board my honeymoon flight alone and spend my days sitting on the beach, wondering how I never saw it coming. Enter Mal. I'm not sure how I didn't recognize the biggest guitar player in the world. I just know I feel safe in his arms, and he's as different from my ex as can be. Gentle, giving, spontaneous. Planning to marry someone I thought I knew didn't work, so why not marry a stranger? But when his world gets rocked in the worst possible way, he goes back on the promises he made to me on that beach. I have to choose between stability and the scariest thing that's ever happened to me, for all the right reasons. Lick It Up kicks off the Long Lick series. Grab this angsty elopement, which was a rock star, age gap, spicy romance about two people finding themselves and love despite the tragedy coming at them from every direction. This book on Storygraph right now has a 4.25. I found this book to be fast-paced. The other person who's reviewed it so far found it to be medium-paced. I found it funny, lighthearted, tense. It is a mix between character-driven and plot-driven. Like, there is a fair amount of character development, but the characters are more moved along by the situations than they are shaping the situations. The characters are lovable. It has a somewhat diverse cast of characters. It could be more diverse. I wouldn't mind if it was more diverse. And the focus of the book is on the character flaws. This one is dual POV between Malcolm and Sailor. Her name is Sailor, not Taylor. It's spelled Taylor, but with an S. She is supposed to get married. It's like a week before her wedding, and her fiance's bookie threatens her life, punches her out, and so she calls off the wedding. She wants nothing to do with this because he's in bed with the Russian mob. Like, he's in debt to the Russian mob in Las Vegas. And she's like, understandably so, doesn't want anything to do with him. So she, at the urging of her best friend, she goes on her honeymoon alone because she just needs to get away from it all. She needs to relax and reset. She's already got the time off work. Why not? So she gets on the plane, and it's a first-class ticket because it's her honeymoon. Why not splurge? And she sees this really attractive older man, also in first class. He looks vaguely familiar, but she doesn't recognize him. She gets up to go to the bathroom. He assumes she's making eyes at her and tries to invite her into the Mile High Club on the plane. She shuts that down immediately, which was nice. It was kind of refreshing. We switch to his point of view. He stayed on this island before. He is a sober rock star. He used to have alcohol and substance abuse problems. He's kind of on the outs with his band because of his sobriety, but it's really important to him for a lot of obvious reasons. And so he goes back to the island because he just needs a break. He just got off tour. The villa he thought he was reserving, she's reserved. And so he's in the next tier down. He's a little upset about that. And they're the only two solo people on this island in Fiji. Like, everybody else is a couple on their honeymoon or their second honeymoon or what have you. But everybody else on the island is coupled up. And so just the two of them, so they end up bonding. She's planning to stay 2 weeks. He's planning to stay possibly longer. They end up getting married, and then, as the book blurb suggests, tragedy strikes in the worst possible way. There's drama because they got married on the island, and his assistant booked her return ticket under a married name, but she hasn't legally changed her name, so it's not on her passport. And so they've got it, like, it's just things thrown at them. His assistant is an asshole, like just an absolute horrible human being. I won't get too much into that because it is plot points, but she doesn't like Sailor from the start. She makes a comment about how, of course, there's not a prenup. She's just in it for the money, and she's like, I didn't even know who he was. I just like him. And so it's an insta-lust story. It's a lovers to friends to partners kind of a vibe. They've got to learn to live with each other, and it's really cute. It's a fun ride. I found it to be a very fast-paced book. Like I said, it comes out April 16th. It was such a fun, high spice, well, not high, medium high spice. Like, I've read spicier things, and I've read less spicy things, so I would say this is medium to high spice depending on your spice tolerance. But if you're not into the spice, I would skip this one. But for me, this was 5 stars. For what it was a very good book. I couldn't find any major flaws with it, with the characters. Well, there were flaws with the characters, but not like writing flaws, or with the plot. Most of the things that I thought were plot holes or were like problems were lampshaded away very nicely. That they're like, oh, of course, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, you have to suspend your disbelief for this one, because it's a marrying someone you don't know, marrying someone on vacation story. So for what it is, 5 of 5 stars. Absolutely wonderful book. So much fun to read. This is, like, there's a couple different varieties, like categories that I put books into. You have your meat and potatoes. Those are your Jane Austens, your Lord of the Rings. It's meaty. There's a lot to dissect and a lot to pick apart. There's a lot going on. It's very dense. Then you have your dessert. These are light. These are fluffy. These are just a wonderful palate cleanser. This is where most romances fall. And then you have your chewing gum, which I've heard described as dime-back paper novels, dime-back novels, or dime store novels, or they're the ones that you read them to cleanse the palate, and sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not, but their point in your reading journey is to cleanse the palate, get you out of your reading slump, and then you move on with your life. This one, I would say, isn't so much a chewing gum novel as it is a dessert novel. It is a treat. There's not a lot below the surface to it, but that's okay. Like, not every book has to be immensely deep, and not every book is going to be Proust. That being said, I'm giving this one 5 of 5 stars. I don't believe that a 5-star book should be a perfect book. I don't think there is such a thing as a perfect book, because every piece of art can be edited or altered to make it subjectively better. So I don't think 5 stars is a perfect book. A 5-star is a book that you enjoyed enough to want to keep a copy on hand. This is one that I think it comes out in paperback. If it comes out in paperback, I will definitely be buying a copy to support the author. I might even buy an official Kindle release because I liked it that much and I like the author. It's also one that I will be following the series, because we're going to get the rest of the series follows the other members of the band of the Longlegs. So I'm really looking forward to that. What books are you reading? I'd love to find out what books I should read, what books I should skip. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.